Today's presentation, DAR 101, will give an overview of the DAR to new members. I am Jenny Sebastian Storage, your host. In this webinar, you will receive an overview of our objectives, the founding of the DAR, membership in the DAR, the organizational structure, the President General's Project, the DAR headquarters and DAR buildings, DAR committees, staying informed, and DAR's Top 10, What Every Daughter Should Know. Our National Society was founded October 11, 1890, and incorporated by an act of the U.S. Congress in 1896. The NSDAR mission statement is to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. Our motto is God, Home, and Country. Our membership is nearing 190,000 members, and we have approximately 2,700 chapters in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. We also have international chapters in Australia, Austria, Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, France, Germany, Guam, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Spain, and the United Kingdom. The Sons of the American Revolution, or SAR, had recently been founded in New York City on April 30th, 1889. Some SAR societies permitted women and some did not. At the next year's general meeting on April 30th, 1890, the matter was put to a vote, and the SAR decided to officially exclude women from its membership. This event sparked controversy and discussion in the national press and caught the attention of Mary Smith Lockwood. Because the contributions of women in the American Revolution were not being recognized, Mrs. Lockwood wrote an editorial that was published in the Washington Post on July 13, 1890. In it, she demonstrated convincingly that women had contributed much to the revolutionary cause that had previously been overlooked and ignored. She asked, quote, "Were there no mothers of the revolution?" Unquote. On October 11, 1890, 18 women and 4 men met in Washington for the purpose of organizing the Daughters of the American Revolution. The 4 founders of the DAR were anything but traditional. 2 were single and 2 were widowed, and all 4 were working women who supported either their children or extended family. Our founders were Mary Smith Lockwood, an avid historian and writer. Mary DeShay's adventures included activism in Alaska. Ellen Walworth earned her law degree before opening her home as a boarding school. Eugenia Washington was influenced by her experience during the Civil War Battle of Fredericksburg. This group of pioneer women in the nation's capital that formed the DAR has carried the torch of patriotism ever since. Any woman, 18 years or older, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background, who can prove lineal descent from a patriot of the American Revolution is eligible for membership. Since its founding in 1890, DAR has admitted more than 975,000 members. Many women who are or were DAR members have made significant and positive contributions to American or international culture, society, or history through diligent application of their unique talents and abilities. These members have been novelists, writers, brigadier generals and admirals, physicians, fashion designers, sculptors, educators, senators, U.S. treasurers, wives of presidents, an attorney general, college presidents, pilots, astronauts, women's rights advocates, Olympians, and more. Each NSDAR administration is elected every 3 years. The National Society is led by the President General and an executive committee of 11 national officers. First Vice President General, Chaplain General, Recording Secretary General, Corresponding Secretary General, Organizing Secretary General, Treasurer General, Registrar General, Historian General, Librarian General, Curator General, Reporter General. The National Board of Management is a body composed of the executive officers, 21 Vice Presidents General, and 53 state regents. All are volunteers except the staff at National. There are approximately 100 individuals that are staffed at our headquarters. Much like National, most state organizations have at least a state regent, vice regent, chaplain, recording secretary, corresponding secretary, organizing secretary, treasurer, registrar, historian, and librarian. Most chapters also have similar offices. The President General is the official spokesperson of the National Society and is its representative in association with other organizations, business groups, and the general public. She presides at all meetings of the Executive Committee, National Board of Management, and Continental Congress. She appoints all committees which carry out the work of the National Society and is responsible for the general supervision of the work of the National Society and national headquarters. During her 3-year term, and if her schedule permits, the President General makes an official visit to each state and to the units overseas. In the absence or inability of the President General to serve, the first Vice President General performs the duties of the Office of President General. The first Vice President General is the chairman of the Personnel Committee, is responsible for the revision and preparation for printing of the DAR handbook and bylaws. The Chaplain General opens meetings of the National Society with the reading of scripture and prayer. She conducts religious services as occasion may require and suggests religious projects and activities to the National Society. The Recording Secretary General is the custodian of the legal record of the proceedings of the National Society, which includes the minutes and rulings of the Executive Committee meetings. The Corresponding Secretary General answers general and special correspondence. This officer oversees the DAR store and mailroom. The Office of the Organizing Secretary General supervises the organization of all chapters. This office works to strengthen existing chapters, discourage disbandments, and assist with mergers. The Treasurer General receives the funds of the National Society and disperses them upon authorization of the Continental Congress, the National Board of Management, or the Executive Committee. The Office of the Registrar General is responsible for the examination of all applications for membership and presents those verified to the National Board of Management. The Historian General encourages interest in American history, honors United States citizens who have contributed in a significant way to the study and promotion of American history. She informs the public about noteworthy historic sites, and she maintains collections of historical or history-oriented imprints and manuscripts. The Librarian General is responsible for the operations of the DAR Library and the Genealogical Records Committee and issuing record copies. The Librarian General and her staff work with state and chapter librarians to gather genealogical and historical books, microfilms, and manuscripts to enhance the library's collections. The Curator General is responsible for the museum collection that began in the early 1890s. She is the executive officer in charge of the museum galleries and the 31 period rooms sponsored by states. She must approve the addition of objects and alterations to the period rooms. The Office of the Reporter General provides a central location for information, support, and Continental Congress certificates for all national committees and a number of standing and special committees. Among them, commemorative events and literacy promotion. Information about our current administration can be found on the members' website. There you will find a description of the theme, symbol, scripture, mission, and goals of the current administration. The President General's project is a proposed project recommended by the President General and is approved by the National Board of Management and by the members. Past President General's projects have included DAR building repairs and restoration, promoting membership, advancing NSDAR's technological capabilities in support of history, education, and patriotism, funding community grants for historic preservation, education, and patriotism, and much more. The DAR buildings are located 2 blocks from the White House, across from the Ellipse. we have three adjoining structures: the Memorial Continental Hall, the DAR Constitution Hall, and the Administration Building. Memorial and Constitution Halls are historic landmarks. Memorial Continental Hall was built in 1905 and is the oldest section of the DAR buildings. The historic auditorium in Memorial Continental Hall, where the NSDAR held its early Continental Congresses, now serves as the DAR Library. The hall was designated as a registered National Historic Landmark in 1973. The public can rent this space, as well as the DAR library and other rooms or areas within DAR for receptions, weddings, or other events. The DAR library, established in 1896, has grown into one of the nation's premier genealogical research centers. It is housed in the former auditorium of Memorial Continental Hall and contains more than 200,000 volumes and approximately 25,000 files of genealogical information. Family histories and genealogies comprise about 1/4 of the book collection, with the remainder being state and local histories and record abstracts. The DAR library houses many collections. The American Indian Collection is a special collection established in 1987 designed to assist with Native American research using existing holdings and newly donated materials, now numbering some 2,000 volumes. The American Women's History Collection is a collection focusing on the role women played in the development of the United States, the women's rights movement of the 19th and 20th centuries, and the histories of women in the various states. Other collections housed in the DAR library are the DAR Library File Collection, which is a mixture of approximately 30,000 materials, which have come with DAR membership applications, subsequent donations by DAR members, and items given by the public. The Genealogical Records Committee collection has approximately 5,000 typescript volumes of unpublished compilations of Bible, cemetery, family, vital, county, town, church, and military records since the late 1910s. Because the work of the Genealogical Records Committee is ongoing, users of the library should expect to find new materials throughout the year. Other collections include, but are not limited to, the President's Collection, the National Huguenot Society Collection, and the WPA Collection. The Americana Collection focuses on colonial America, the Revolutionary War era, and the early Republic, and includes manuscripts, items such as letters, ledgers, diaries, land deeds and grants, tax records, and more. In 2002, NSDAR acquired the last signature to complete the full collection of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Button Gwinnett was one of the last two signatures needed. His signature had been difficult to acquire because it's one of the rarest and most valuable of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Part of the administration building houses the DAR Museum. The museum is comprised of 31 period rooms and 2 galleries. Our collection consists of over 30,000 decorative and fine arts objects spanning the 18th and 19th centuries, including furniture, glass, ceramics, textiles, and silver. The walk-in tours and exhibitions are free to the public. The exhibitions have included Wedgwood, quilts, and costumes, and childhood artifacts from 1700 to 1900. The museum shop is open during regular hours and also open online, and has reproductions of objects inspired by objects in the DAR Museum collection and other specialty items. An extensive renovation of the museum gallery was completed in June of 2018. The new space features an arched doorway, herringbone hardwood floors, and an open, airy atmosphere that is a welcome escape from the bustling city outside. The space now houses not one but 2 galleries, a main gallery with an annually rotating exhibit, and a study gallery with up-close access to over 600 objects in the collection. The National Society's third building, Constitution Hall, is on 18th Street. The NSDAR built Constitution Hall for its annual Continental Congress. Constitution Hall is the premier and Washington, D.C.'s largest concert hall, having a capacity of 3,702, and is used for many types of events. 600,000 people pass through its doors each year. Constitution Hall was placed on the Register of National Historic Landmarks in 1986. Each year, hundreds of talented musicians grace the stage of DAR Constitution Hall, performing classical, hip-hop, soul, pop, and rock acts. Both B.B. King and Sting have performed at our hall. DAR Constitution Hall has hosted many award shows and ceremonies, including the National Sports Awards, the Country Music Association Awards, the NAACP Awards, and the Horatio Alger Awards. The National Society accomplishes the majority of its work under a committee system. The President General appoints a national chair for each of the NSDAR committees and appoints an executive officer as a liaison to each committee. The national chair then directs and supervises the activities of her committee, the national vice chairs, and state and chapter chairs for the 3 years of an administration. Committees are organized under 4 sections: standing, special, administrative, and congressional. Our national committees can be categorized into our 3 objectives: historical preservation, patriotism, and education. Within historic preservation, many chapters and states own historic homes and other Revolutionary-era sites, which mark important historic sites and inform the public. DAR members contribute their time and money to restore hundreds of historic locations. In 2008, the Historic Preservation Committee was established to assist members of the National Society in the area of historic preservation, to encourage recognition of significant volunteer efforts in historic preservation at the community, state, and national levels, and to catalog NSDAR-owned properties. Other committees that fall within historic preservation include American History, which promotes American history in schools, the Commemorative Events Committee, which recognizes memorials and dedications such as the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. DAR contributed more than $500,000 toward the construction of the new memorial on the mall. The Women in Military Service Memorial in Arlington, Virginia was conceived by a DAR member and honors all women who served in the military. This memorial was funded in part by contributions from DAR. The Conservation Committee is dedicated to protecting and promoting the responsible use of our natural resources. Some committees that fall under education are the Children of the American Revolution Committee, which provides leadership, guidance, and support for CAR. DAR is a parent organization of this committee. DAR Good Citizens Committee recognizes and awards high school seniors who possess good citizenship, dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism. The DAR Scholarship Committee provides scholarships in American history, political science, preservation, medicine, nursing, occupational, and physical therapy. Since 1903, the DAR School Committee focuses on the education of disadvantaged young people. DAR works with 6 schools with special needs. The JAC, or Junior American Citizens Committee, promotes good citizenship through teaching U.S. history and the principles of government to students pre-K through 12. Within patriotic endeavors, our committees include the Flag of the United States of America Committee, and activities for this committee include providing thousands of American flags given to schools, military establishments, and civic organizations. DAR promotes our Constitution during the week of September 17th through 23rd, informing and educating the public. The Constitution Week Committee provides materials to help educate the community about the historical events surrounding the creation of the Constitution. Since 1919, DAR's Americanism Committee promotes knowledge, loyalty, and love of country in the hearts of American citizens, whether naturalized or citizens by birth. 2 prestigious awards are given to American citizens for outstanding contributions to the nation. The DAR Medal of Honor is awarded to native-born American citizens, and the Americanism Medal is awarded to naturalized citizens. The National Defense Committee was established in 1926 to promote an enlightened public opinion. DAR has advocated a strong American military defense. The DAR Project Patriot Committee became the official DAR effort in support of America's worldwide war against terrorism. At the national level, DAR support is focused on 2 groups: women serving in the military and wounded military personnel at 3 locations: the Chaplain's Closet at Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Landstuhl, Germany, the Warrior Transition Brigade at Walter Reed National Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland, and the Warrior and Family Support Center in San Antonio, Texas. We also address needs at Camp Atterbury, Indiana, a mobilization training center. In addition, we provide support to deploying and returning service members and their family. Also, DAR awards ROTC medals to student cadets of outstanding ability and achievement in high school or college ROTC programs. Under the DAR Service to Veterans Committee, DAR members volunteer their time to veterans in both VA hospitals and non-VA facilities. More than 55,000 hours of volunteer time to veterans are logged annually. DAR is one of the largest groups to serve on the Veterans Affairs Voluntary Service, VAVS, and is a funding partner of the Veterans History Project at the Library of Congress. DAR presents several awards to individuals working with veterans. These are only a few of the activities generated by the volunteer efforts of members serving on committees at the national, state, and chapter levels. For more than a century, the members of the National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, have dedicated themselves to historic preservation, promotion of education, and encouragement of patriotic endeavors. Currently, DAR has almost 50 committees. For detailed information on each committee, please visit the members.dar.org website under the Committees section. Information about DAR updates is available to members through a variety of communication means. The American Spirit is our bi-monthly DAR magazine and an award-winning publication that features well-written and beautifully illustrated stories of interest to everyone who enjoys history, genealogy, patriotism, and education. Subscriptions include copies of the companion Daughters newsletter, which is designed to keep every member up to date on the progress and achievements of the National Society. The members-only website at members.dar.org provides links to committee websites, forums, chapter information, and much more. The DAR Handbook is a resource that each member can use to accomplish the objectives of each of our committees. Guidance, policies, and history of the Society, along with important membership information, is printed in the handbook and is able to download at the members' website. Webinars are free to members and conducted via the web. Topics may include membership, chapter revitalization tips, and chapter regent leadership skills. Archived webinars are available on the DAR Leadership Training Committee webpage. The President General's blog is written by the President General and other invited guests, frequently to provide members with unique and interesting stories about her travels to other state organizations and all other things DAR. The President General's message is the official monthly message from the President General about updated news from the National Society. The message is available for viewing on the members-only website and in the American Spirit magazine and its accompanying Daughters newsletter. Excerpts from the President General's blog may be used to supplement the reading of the President General's message at each meeting. The National Board of Management minutes are also available for viewing. The minutes provide information from the executive offices and updates from the Development Committee and DAR School Committee. Members, if given the opportunity, should attend their state conference where their membership is held. The annual event is hosted by the state organizations where the annual business of the state is reported. Exciting sessions occur with interesting business sessions, informative workshops, fantastic speakers, and wonderful awards winners. Let's talk about the insignia versus the DAR logo. The insignia, the official insignia, Let's talk about the insignia and the DAR logo. The official insignia was adopted and patented in 1891. The golden wheel of the insignia represents a spinning wheel. The platinum or white gold distaff represents flax. The blue rim and the distaff carry the colors of the National Society. The stars represent the original 13 colonies. The insignia is the property of the National Society and may not be used for commercial purposes or as an ornament. Chapters can use the insignia to put on yearbooks, stationery, programs, and when necessary for the work of the Society. The insignia should appear in either the top center or upper left-hand corner with no words written or printed above it. The DAR official logo is trademarked and is used for public relations where the use of the DAR insignia is prohibited. Members may wear the DAR insignia and other official pins to DAR functions. The pins are worn on the left side with no other jewelry or name tags. The only exception is a member can wear a flag pin on the left side. The official jewelers of NSDAR is Hamilton Jewelers. Examples of approved pins include the chapter bar and the ancestor bar. Members interested in purchasing pins can look over qualifications and preview the pins at hamiltonjewelers.com and the members-only website. Sashes are worn by current and past national officers and state regents. The outer edges of the sash ribbon are white with blue in the center and designate a current officer. When the colors are inverted, blue on the outer edges, this designates a past officer. The following membership terms may come in handy as you review the handbook, your chapter yearbooks, and the members-only website. Please note that honorary or posthumous memberships are not allowed by the Society. The title honorary is used only in reference to officers who have been conferred this title by election because of distinguished service. Associates members are members in good standing with her chapter who may be granted associate membership in another chapter. Units overseas chapters may have associate members. CAR to DAR membership. A member of the Children of the American Revolution between the ages of 18 and 22 may join the DAR with a certificate of good standing, a DAR application, and national dues. She holds dual membership until her 22nd birthday. Junior members are chapter members between the ages of 18 and 36. Junior members may enjoy full privileges and rights of membership and are eligible for any chapter, state, or national office. Life membership is given when a member applies and makes a non-deductible contribution. This may be done at any age. However, the benefits of life membership begin after the participating member reaches age 65. Life member pending is the classification of a member who has followed all of the process to become a life member but has not attained the age of 65. Now, here are 10 things every daughter should know. 1. You belong to the National Society, then to your chapter. For that reason, policy for the Society is made by the National Board of Management. Whatever the chapter does must fall within their bylaws. Always pronounce each letter. Don't take a shortcut and call it DAR. We are a service organization, and our work is primarily in the areas of historic preservation, education, and patriotism. In order to protect the nonprofit status of the Society, the DAR takes great care to avoid any impression of a lobbying organization and is completely non-political. It is also against the national bylaws to affiliate with other organizations or to lend our name to another organization's efforts. Having said that, we are encouraged to cooperate with other organizations in efforts that resemble our goals. For instance, as much as we enjoy participating with the local museums and history centers in various activities, we would not want to enter into a contract with them to help staff their gift shops. It is fine for individuals to undertake that commitment, or the chapter to cooperate with them to encourage our members to volunteer, but we don't want anything legally binding. Number 3, each chapter officer should study parliamentary procedure, read Robert's Rules of Order, and Number 4, each chapter officer should understand the duties of her particular office as outlined in the chapter bylaws. Number 5, order or download and then read the DAR handbook. Number 6, peruse the DAR.org and members.dar.org website. You will find most answers to your questions online at the members website. Know your DAR chapter, region, and registrar and their contact information. Know your state region. Number 8, know your DAR elevator pitch. This is your short summary used to quickly and simply define DAR and its benefits. The name elevator pitch reflects the idea that it should be possible to deliver the summary in the time span of an elevator ride, or approximately 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Number 9, know significant dates about chapter meetings, state and national meetings. Number 10, attend chapter meetings, state conference, and continental congress, and get to know the organization and its members. There is an abundance of information about the DAR, and we hope we have given you the basics in the last 45 minutes. We inserted a few fun facts that I believe are inspirational and interesting, like the dazzling daughters, information about the founding of the DAR, and some of the historical activities that our members have accomplished. I trust that you now know more than when the webinar began. Please visit the commonly used members links, public relations forums, and policy statements. If you have any questions, please contact the DAR Leadership Training Committee at leadershiptraining@dar.org. Thank you for listening to DAR 101. Once again, I'm Jenny Sebastian Storage, your presenter. Special thanks to Donna Michelle, son of Stephen, who originally created this webinar in 2011. Updates have been made to reflect current information.